Do you know the difference between people who manage money well and those who don't? It's not how much they earn, it's how they use it. And today I'll teach you the method that hundreds of thousands of people use so they don't have to live with constant money anxiety. It's called the 50-30-20 method, and it's so simple you'll wonder why no one ever explained it to you before. If you've ever thought, I make good money but it always slips through my fingers, or I have no idea where my money goes every month, this video is for you. Stick with me. First, let's talk about what this method actually is. The 50-30-20 rule is a budgeting formula popularized by Elizabeth Warren, an American personal finance expert. It's incredibly simple, and that's exactly why it works so well. The formula is this: 50% of your income goes to needs, what you must pay every month to live. 30% of your income goes to wants, the things you want but don't truly need. 20% of your income goes to savings and debt, your emergency fund and your investments. Why does it work? Because it's realistic. A lot of people try to save 50% of their paycheck, and after 2 months, they quit. This method understands that life includes both necessities and enjoyment. It doesn't ask you to live like a monk. It simply asks you to be smart about how you allocate your money. Here's an interesting stat. According to a 2024 Bankrate study, 56% of millennials and Gen Z don't have a fixed budget. And guess what? They're also the most stressed about money. This method solves that in 5 minutes. Now that you know what it is, let's see how to apply it in real life. Let's start with the first slice of the pie. 50% of your income. Needs are the expenses you can't avoid. Rent or mortgage, electricity, water, food, car insurance, transportation. Things you simply can't live without. Here's practical tip number 1. Calculate your monthly net income, what you actually receive, not your gross salary. If you take home €2,000 per month, then 50% is €1,000. Now, an important question. Can you cover all your needs with €1,000? If the answer is no, we have a problem. And here's what it means. Your essential expenses are above 50%, which means you don't have room for fun or for saving. Tip: if 50% isn't enough for your needs, you need to increase your income. But let's use a concrete example. Meet Marco, 26 years old, who takes home €1,500 per month in Naples. Marco pays €300 in rent, €80 for utilities and internet, €200 for groceries and food, €100 for transportation and gas, €50 for car insurance, and €50 for a gym membership. The total is €780, which is 52% of his income. See? Marco manages to keep his needs around the 50% mark. We're at €780 out of €1,500. That means he still has room to enjoy himself and save without stress. The key point here is, be honest about what's a need and what isn't. Yes, food is a need. No, eating out every day isn't. The gym might be a need for your mental health, but Netflix probably isn't. Now we get to the part everyone loves, 30% for wants. If you make €1,500, then 30% is €450. This money is yours to do what you want with. And here's the important thing. This is not money you're wasting. It's money you're consciously and intentionally investing in your happiness. What counts in the 30%? Think of anything that improves your life but that you could technically live without. Dinners out, concerts, weekend trips, hobbies, Netflix, video games, new clothes, vacations, premium subscriptions. Everything that makes you say, yes, I want that. Here's the second case study. This time, Sophia, 24 years old, taking home €1,800 per month. 30% of Sophia's income is €540. How does she use her €540 for wants? €200 on dinners and aperitifs, €60 on subscriptions like Netflix, Spotify and Gym Plus, €150 on shopping and clothes, €80 on activities and hobbies, and €50 set aside each month for vacations. Total, €540. Sophia has €540 per month to spend fully on herself. And you know what's amazing? She doesn't feel guilty. Why? Because she knows the rest of her money is already covered, and she's saving. It's psychologically freeing. Here's practical tip number 3. Make a list of your top priority wants and allocate your 30% accordingly. You don't have to spend all of it. If you have €50 left at the end of the month, great, add it to your savings. But according to the budget, this is the maximum you should spend. That 30% is your permission slip. Use it guilt-free. Now we get to the most important part, although it's the least fun, 20% for savings and debt repayment. If you make €1,500, 20% is €300 per month. Where does that money go? Into 3 main places. First, an emergency fund. This is your shock absorber for life's surprises, a car repair, sudden illness, losing your job. Many experts recommend having 3 to 6 months of expenses saved. With the 50-30-20 method, you use your 20% to build that fund gradually. Second, paying off debt. If you have student loans, credit card balances, or any other debt, your 20% should mainly go here until you pay it off. Debt is future money you're already spending today. Third, investing in long-term savings. Once your emergency fund is solid and your debts are paid, start investing in stocks, ETFs, or anything that can grow over time. Here's a stat that should make you think. According to a 2024 ISTAT study, only 32% of Italians under 35 have more than €5,000 in savings, which means most of you don't have a real emergency fund. If something unexpected happens, you're in trouble. The 50-30-20 method fixes that. Let's see how it works in practice. Meet Luca, 28 years old, from Rome. Luca takes home €2,200 per month. 20% of his income is €440. How does Luca use his €440 for savings and debt? €250 goes into an emergency fund in a savings account. €150 goes to his car loan payment, and €40 goes into small ETF investments. Total, €440. Luca's goal is this. In 2 years, he'll have a €6,000 emergency fund plus €3,600 in investments. See how it works? Luca isn't doing anything extraordinary. He's simply putting aside €250 per month. After 1 year, he'll have €3,000. After 2 years, €6,000. And if he could invest the full 20% after paying off the loan, it becomes even more powerful. Practical tip number 4, automate the process. Don't wait until the end of the month to see if you have money left. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your savings or investment account the day after payday. That way, it's as if that money never existed. So how do you actually apply all this? Here's a step-by-step guide you can follow today. Step 1. Calculate your monthly net income, the real amount that hits your bank account. Step 2. Multiply it by 0.50, 0.30, and 0.20. Now you know exactly how much you can spend in each category. Step 3. Track your spending for 1 week using an app like Money Lover or YNAB. Find out where your money is really going. Step 4. Compare your real numbers with a 50-30-20 budget. Where are you above? Where are you below? Step 5. Adjust gradually. Don't try to change everything in a week. Shift 5 to 10% of your budget each month. Step 6. Automate transfers. Like we said, make your savings move automatically. One warning though. The 50-30-20 method isn't perfect for everyone. If you earn very little, saving 20% might not be realistic at first, and that's okay. Maybe you start with 10% savings and increase it as your income grows. Perfection isn't the goal. Taking action is. To recap, the 50-30-20 method is a simple formula that helps you manage your money consciously. 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings. It's not complicated, but it does require discipline and awareness. And here's the best part. You don't have to be perfect. If one week you spend 35% on wants instead of 30%, that's fine. What matters is having a direction, a map. Without a map, it's easy to get lost. Not perfect, just conscious. Now it's your turn. I want to hear from you. What's the most surprising thing you learned today? Had you heard about the 50-30-20 method before this video? Write your answer in the comments. I love reading your thoughts, and I often reply personally. And if this video helped you, subscribe to the channel. I post new videos about personal finance and personal growth every week. Don't miss the next episode, where we'll talk about how to invest your first €1,000. If you want to go deeper, you'll find a free resource in the video description. A budget tracker template in Excel that you can download and customize with your own numbers. It's ready to use right away. Thanks so much for watching. I'm wishing you a brilliant financial journey. See you in the next one. See.